on this world map diamond painting. And I have really accomplished a lot since last night. Um, Last night I was way down here and I got all the way up to about here, a little further on this end than on this end. So I'm working on this end tonight. I got a lot of colors done. I'm really happy with the colors. I think they look so pretty. It is so fun to diamond paint, and when you first open it up, all you see are the little symbols all over everything. And I love it when you get to a certain point where all you can see is just color. Call me crazy. Let me get on here so I can read the chat. Because that is what I'm here for. Let's see. Hey, God's Desire, how are you? Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know it takes me a minute to get my YouTube channel set up because I can't. I'm going live on my phone. Oh, hi, Dari. I am working on a world map. It's going to be kind of hard to show the the whole thing, but I'll try my best, okay? Because I've got a lot of stuff all over it. And of course, I've only got my phone to, well, that was kind of crazy. But, well, I can take my phone out of here real quick. Well, let's see. And I'm a little over halfway finished. I've got to get my phone back on this stand real quick. And I knocked over my light. So I will be right back. Please don't be broken. Oh, thank goodness. It is not broken. Miracle of all miracles. Let's see, is that a good picture there for now? Needs to be a little tighter than that. Let's see. Now, here we go. I'm cooking with gas now, y'all. Y'all, I felt so sorry for Jackie tonight and having to frog that blanket that she's making. It made me sad for her because I know how disappointing that is when you get almost finished with something and you think it's going to be great, and all of a sudden you realize you made a mistake 25 rows back, or however many rows, you know. Shoot, even one row can make you aggravated. Y'all, I still haven't finished Tanner because I'm so aggravated over those strawberries. For some reason, they're just giving me a fit, and I can't get them the same size. And I know it's probably just a mental block Good Lord, I've been crocheting my whole life. You'd think I could make a strawberry, but it's just really messing with me. Of course, my hand has been hurting a lot. And, one thing adds to the next, and then oh goodness, get back on there, you dingaling. One thing adds to the next, and it's just one frustration after another, and, things snowball sometimes. So I'm giving myself a bit of a break from crochet, at least until tomorrow night, and maybe I can resume putting Tanner together. I mean, I've got all of his parts except for the strawberries. And I have 2 strawberries made, but again, they're different sizes. So I need to start over on the strawberries. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Maybe next week we can take an hour and get him finished up. We can restream on private and get it done. That would be nice. I don't know why that is so frustrating for me, and I can't seem to get it together with that amigurumi. Of course, in my defense, y'all know I'm new at the amigurumi thing. I love this diamond painting, y'all. I absolutely love it. I can't wait till it's finished and hanging up on my wall. If you can get 2 of them the same, they can go on the head and then the other one on the nose. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Jackie. I just got to get 2 the same. And I think with more practice and a little bit of... I have figured out something about myself. I am not great at reading directions and trying to talk on a live stream. Apparently, I have to be a concentrator when I'm learning something new or trying to figure a pattern out. Now, once I figure out the pattern, I'm usually very good at memorizing the pattern. Like say you have a 4 or 5 row repeat in a sweater or a blanket or something. I'm really good at memorizing that repeat. But I really have to pay attention and not be doing anything else in order to master it. Charlotte, your painting has... Thank you so much, Dari. That is the one thing that really attracted me to this painting, were all of the colors. I just think it's going to be beautiful when it's finished. And I can't really take credit for it. I was just saying last night how much I love diamond painting because it's such a... It feels like a mindless activity. And when you're a little overloaded and you need to unwind, this is a wonderful project for that. And the great thing about it is you really don't have to create anything. It's already created for you. And with all of the projects that I do, this is a nice break, a busy break, if that makes any sense, from just the other stuff that I do. So, Jackie, I wanted to let you know... Oh, how big is it? Hang on one second. Yes, like you were tonight. My diamond painting is 20 inches going this way and 30 inches long. Or, well, actually, it's 20 inches tall and 30 inches wide. This is the biggest diamond painting that I've done so far. And I have another one that I'm going to do after this that's a cat. And it's a very abstract cat. In fact, when you open the diamond painting up, it really doesn't look like anything. And I mean, you can see the eyes of the cat, and that's really just about it. And I'm super excited to get started on that. But I do want to do a smaller one first, because this has taken a very long time. Now, mind you, I have taken breaks on this. Like, I'll go maybe a week without working on it, and then do a little bit of work on the weekend or something, or maybe during the week. But I haven't been very vigilant with finish, which is okay. I mean, that's another thing I like about this. I'm not on any kind of timeline or deadline or anything to get this done. Like maybe with crochet and it's somebody's birthday or some occasion and you're on a timeline. Jackie, just so you know, I have until June 27th to, I'm sorry, June 27th to get Tanner done. Because that's Rachel's birthday. And I want to give it to her for her birthday. I mean, along with something else that I've picked up for her, but still. We should get him done. I think you're right. I want to get him done next week. And I may, believe it or not, y'all, I've got the weekend all to myself. Poppy and Murphy are going on a Boy Scout camping trip. And Violet, of course, is going to work and hang out with her boyfriend all weekend. So I will be here alone, and it's going to be glorious. Oh, no, you don't worry about that. You go ahead and work on your garden, and I'll get this thing accomplished. One thing I need to do is get me some of those knitting needles. I wanted to do that and completely forgot about it until I saw you guys using them last Friday? Hey, Jane Doe, how are you? I'm so glad you came in tonight. I was wondering who was going to moderate. In case we had uglies come in. I wasn't worried about the rest of it, but of course I guess I can get rid of my own uglies. Actually, you know what? I'm so grateful because the whole time I've been on YouTube, now that's a long time, y'all. I've been on YouTube off and on for almost 6 years now. And believe it or not, I've only had one major and one minor incident with uglies. People that come in and want to be mean or troll or do all the things. I just have not had that experience with YouTube like other folks have, and I'm so grateful for that. Because I think if I would have had that experience more, I probably wouldn't have stuck with it because it would have discouraged me. Y'all, I think my dog is struggling with fleas right now. I asked Poppy to get some stuff for the yard. Because, I mean, they have medicine. But I think, down here in the South, fleas ain't no joke. And I've got a neighbor that has a dog that lives outside all the time and probably doesn't have any medicine. Oh, there's another one of those. Look, I got this kit from Michael's. And it's called, the brand is the Make It Market or something like that. This particular diamond painting, the only one that I've bought of that brand, has had so many deformed drills and misshapen drills and drills that are stuck together by little pieces of stringy plastic and drills that are too small to go, and I'm really not super happy with that. And I know it can happen. I've had that problem in every single diamond painting I've ever done, but it hasn't been excessive like it has in this one. I wonder if anybody else has that problem with that particular brand. Hey, Heathen, how you doing, my dear? Oh, you have a Chihuahua Dari. That's what Dinah is. She's a Chihuahua and Papillon mix. She hears me talking about her. She's over there making noises at me. You want to go outside? Y'all, I might have to let her out. It won't take but a second if I do. I think that I'm going to be able to get this diamond painting finished this weekend. I think. Because I only have about a foot more to go. Maybe 10 inches. And I've gotten a lot faster since I first started this. And I know I'm not in a contest or anything. But it just seems like I get more done every time I sit down. Okay, I'm going to do it to that line right there. Let's call it the next one over. I forgot to shake my... I changed my camera around tonight because I never really go back and watch my videos. But this morning, for whatever reason, I clicked on my live stream from last night and I realized that my camera was on the other side of me and all you could see was the back of my hand. And I thought, why didn't somebody tell me that? But I switched it up tonight and I got on the other side of the table and just mirror flipped everything so that you could actually see where I'm putting everything, the drills and stuff. And I like this a lot better. And I think it'll make more sense to the viewers out there who are wanting to watch some diamond painting, right? Now, y'all, I've been doing my diamond painting like that ever since I started it. And started doing videos about it. So, what do they say? Make every video a little bit better? Well, tonight I'm working on just a little bit better. Lori, how are you tonight? You know what? I saw your message that you left on last night's video, and I'm sorry I didn't respond yet. Today's been a day, but I appreciate that you left me a message. Thank you so much. See, here's another one. Look. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see this or not because it's so tiny and it's skin colored almost. Can you see the normal size drill right here? And here's that itty bitty one right here. It's not big enough to do anything with. And I've been running across it with every single. I wish I'd have saved all of them instead of just throwing them out so I could see how many were in this kit. And I'm really hoping that I have enough drills to finish. Because if I don't, that's going to really upset me. You know, because I don't know if they count those when they're putting... I know it counts for weight. Even if there's, you know, maybe 5 of those would make up one. I don't know. I just hope I have enough to finish. It's called, well, it's the one from Michael's called either Make It Mark It or Make It. It's the first one that I've gotten that has an overabundance of misshapen drills. Even the little cheapies that I get on Amazon don't have as many as this does. I think that misshapen drills is just an occupational hazard, you know, because I don't think all of them can be perfect. But this one's just loaded with them. I know y'all can't see where I'm at because I'm over here on the edge. That's okay. Move it over just a tiny bit. I'm not going to be on the edge long. Okay. Well, hello, Logan. How are you tonight? I frogged that entire honeycomb blanket and redid it in just over a week. The video won't come out till Wednesday. Oh no! I'm lucky to manage to watch any TV videos and comment, but I'm trying. Lori, you know what? I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Jane Doe, big difference. They should send you replacements. Well, I won't ask for any replacements unless I don't have enough to, you know, to finish. And then I will. I'm just hoping I have enough to finish because honestly, I don't know. Well, I might buy from this company again, but this experience has not been encouraging. I don't even know that it's really affected the way that I do it or not. It's just having to work around them. Having to work around the tiny ones is a little, especially when you're on a roll, and you're trying to get going. And I'll tell you another thing too. Some of them aren't tall enough, and some of them are actually hollow. So when you push it down onto your canvas, they just collapse. And then you got to dig them out. And I haven't had that problem with any other brand that I've used. Now, mind you, I'm not really experienced in this, so I've only done, I think this is my fourth diamond painting. And all my other ones came from Amazon. And this one, believe it or not, was the most expensive one of the whole bunch. It was regular $30, and I happened to catch a 30% off sale, and so I got it. That's really the only reason I got it. I wouldn't have bought it if it hadn't have been on sale. So I paid $20 for it. And all the ones I'm getting from Amazon, I'm paying somewhere between, I don't know, maybe $8.99 and $15.99. Where are you from, Granny? I'm from North. I was born and raised in Florida, North Florida, not South Florida, real Florida. And I've been all over the South. Lived in Georgia, I lived in Virginia, and now I live in South Mississippi. My brother used to live in North Carolina. He lived near Asheville somewhere up there, Cullowhee Mountain. Now he lives in Georgia. He used to be a golf course superintendent at some fancy country club up there. Thanks, Jane. Thanks for dropping her link. Y'all, I'm new to Miss Dari White's channel. I just discovered it tonight. But go ahead and subscribe to her channel. She's also a crafter and does diamond painting. It's called, Jane. Her channel is called, Dari, help me out. Is it Hillbilly Diamonds by Dari? It's something close to that. Oh, goodness. My first corner to corner has the same issues, Jackie. Oh, wow. Okay. Hillbilly Diamonds by Dari. Is it Dari or Dairy? Dairy would be. That don't sound right. Like dairy, like milk. But I don't know. You never know. is going on here? Did I go too far? No, I didn't. Okay. I think I need to get me one of those rulers that Lydia was telling me about not long ago. And y'all, Lydia got that stinking machine that the air sucks up your drills and you don't need to get the wax. I was going to buy one a couple weeks ago and completely forgot. And she mentioned it last night, and I'm like, oh my goodness. She said she loves it and she'll never go back. This is not my first corner to corner. I don't know what I did other than rushing trying to fit. Yeah, Jackie, that's probably it. You were just in a hurry. And that's unfortunate. I hate that that happened to you, because I know how frustrating it is. Even with my map blanket, I accidentally add a block when I should have stopped. Now, finally, I catch that right away, though. Yeah, yeah. You were rushing and stopped counting. You should be working on it right now, but you're avoiding it. Kind of like me and those strawberries, huh? Y'all, I think my boy got fired from his job today. And it's his own fault. Even though he had a migraine today. He came home from school, took his medicine, went to sleep, woke up, and either still had a migraine or had another one. So, but his boss texted him this morning and asked him if he could work today. And he told him, yeah, he could. And then an hour before it was time for him to be there, he texted his boss and said, no, I can't. And this is like, well, y'all know he's had some issues with the broke foot and the trip to DC and all these other priorities going on other than his job. And I told him, I said, you know, you can't do that. You've got to, your job has to be a priority other than school. But I think he's probably going to lose his job today. They haven't told him yet, but I have connections with the bar manager. She happens to be my daughter. So I think it's unfortunate, but you know what? You live and you learn. If you don't show up to work, you're at risk of losing your job. I mean, that's just a fact of life, isn't it? And it's not like he hasn't been warned. He has. By me, by his daddy. Tell you what, this boy worries me. He really doesn't have much of a work ethic. And with these migraines that he gets, I asked my husband the other day, it was yesterday, I said, how in the world is he going to work a full-time job and get 3 migraines a week? I don't know how he's going to do it. Because they put him down. I mean, they actually incapacitate him. Hey, Michelle, how's it going tonight? Oops. I do not like this song at all. Let's get past it. There we go. Yeah, Dari, my son gets very sick with his too. He takes so much medication. He's got preventative medicine. That's not working. He's got, Imitrex. He's got nausea medicine. He's got, what do you call it? He takes a supplement called Migravent that his neurologist recommended. And in the beginning, we really thought it was going to work because he went somewhere around 3 weeks without a migraine. And I thought, hallelujah, we are finally at a crossroads. And that lasted about 3 weeks, and that was it. So he has another doctor appointment on the 9th of May. And I'm going to go and raise all kinds of sand and tell them that he needs something else to prevent these things because it's not working. And the thing is, he's only 16, so he's not old enough to take some of this new medication that's on the market. None of it is approved for anybody under 18, which really is the pits. He misses too much school. In fact, he even has they call it a chronic illness statement. And basically, every semester, I have to have his doctor tell the school that he has a chronic condition that causes him to miss school, and that they can expect how many days he's going to miss every month. And usually it's somewhere between 2 and 3 days a month. Sometimes more, sometimes rarely less. Rarely. He's already missed, well, he just got over the flu too last week, so he was out of school a week for the flu. He's missed over 25 days of school this year. Which makes it sound terrible, Shoot, I had perfect attendance till I was in 11th, well, no, 12th grade. I went to school every day, sick or not sick, hurt or not hurt. Then again, I didn't have the same kind of problem my son does. What are you doing over there?
Do we have any cheese sticks left?
I don't know. You'll have to pull that basket out and find out. He's hungry now. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get into some color now. No, I need to do those eyes. No, we're going to do some color. I'm tired of looking at this background. A, B. All right, well, I said color. This is actually a very, well, I've got two colors mixed in here. Okay, I'll give you my list. 16 is old enough for Botox. Nurtec is about to be approved for under 18. Really, Lori? I did not know that. I'm going to talk to his doctor about that as soon as we see him. I did not know that. That was one thing I asked him about last time was the Nurtec. And they said, unfortunately, he wasn't old enough. My husband takes the one called Emgality, and it seems to be doing a really good job. My husband gets migraines too. I guess that's where my son got it from. But he takes Emgality, once a month, and it has really helped him. One of the things we thought about doing is taking him to get that piercing in your ear, on the inside of your ear. Not labret. Shoot, I forget the name of it now. But you know what I'm talking about. If you have migraines, you do. See if that helps him. Botox kind of concerns me. And I know they've made it safe as they can for whatever purposes they use it for, whether it's migraines or wrinkles or whatever. But injecting a neurotoxin into my son's body is something that kind of wigs me out a little bit, to be honest with you. Then again, all of the medication he takes is pretty serious medication, so there's that. And honestly, I believe his neurologist seems to be a fairly conservative as far as treatment goes. He tries to do the least amount. The problem is, I think my son has proven at this point that the least is not good enough, is not enough for him. Let's see. Well, I guess that's all the bees. Is it? For now. Yeah, for now. None of the preventatives worked for me at all. It was Botox that at least made me functional. So, Lori, let me ask you this. Where does the Botox get injected? Is it a systemic thing or is it a targeted thing? O and D. Let's see, here's D. And here's O. There's the W. H. And is that F? No. There we go. Another one you could mention for under 18 is gabapentin and propranolol. Propranolol is the beta blocker, right? And Neurontin. So it's targeted. Okay. Gabapentin and the beta blocker. I can't remember the last preventative they had him on, but it did not work. You're right. Sometimes I think those preventatives, and see, gabapentin, man, I was on that for a while. What? Okay. And it made me extremely ill. It made me dizzy. It made me pretty much, I could not function. And I want to say it kind of made me high, but it wasn't really high. I didn't, there was no feel good to it. Let's put it that way. I was basically incapacitated from it. I couldn't think clearly. I could not function at my job. I could not function. It got to where I couldn't function at home. I will say they had me on too much, but that's a story for another day. Um, so it makes me nervous, that particular medication, but I know it is very helpful for some folks. My husband takes it, and it helps him a lot. I guess with him, with the boy, we're just going to have to try everything. But it's aggravating because you go every 6 months to the doctor, and they want to try something else, and you got to give it 6 months. I mean, I could call them and say, "Hey, XYZ's not working," and I have. In fact, this last medication, he was only taking one every day, and it worked for a while, and then all of a sudden it quit working. And so I called the doctor back. In fact, I'll tell you, it was last November. We ended up having to take him to the emergency room because this headache was so vicious. I mean, when you see a 16-year-old boy writhing in agony, that's the most horrible thing, especially when it's your son, knowing there's nothing you can do for him. So we scooped him up, took him to the emergency room, and they gave him something in an IV that fixed him up pretty quickly. But we called the doctor and said, "Hey, we had to take him to the emergency room. It was the worst headache he's had so far, and what are we going to do about it? Because this preventative is not working." Now, mind you, in addition, the headaches had increased in frequency at that point, too. And so they doubled the Zonogram that he takes. Well, that worked for a while, and now it's not working. Botox, you see the neurologist every 12 weeks. Okay. Propranolol could help, especially with Botox. I could only take gabapentin at night, then needed like 10 hours of sleep. Yeah. Botox, okay. Sometimes with gabapentin, you need a side effect medication also. Well, I threw it in the garbage for me. But, well, and I'll be honest with you, I ended up really not needing it anyway. Because the problem was I went in there because I started seeing double. I still see double. Gabapentin's not going to take that away. But there's a reason that I see double, and that's the reason they gave me the gabapentin, because I used to have really bad headaches too. I don't think they were migraines. But, so they gave them to me for the headaches. Well, the headaches weren't my problem. They just associated the headaches with the problem I was having. Come to find out it wasn't the problem. So after 6 months of being on that and being completely incapacitated, I threw it in the garbage. I weaned myself down to 300 milligrams a day and then threw it in the garbage. They had me on 1,800 milligrams of that stuff a day. That is way too much. I'm going to talk to them. You know what? I'm going to get up right now and write all that down, Lori. Propranolol and Botox. Botox scares me. My daughter just got Botox injected into her forehead for her wrinkles. See, she's been angry all of her life, so she has these really deep wrinkles in her forehead. Honestly, I think it's really genetics. I say she's been angry all of her life because she kind of has. But when she told me she was going to do it, she's like, why don't you come with me? You can get some too. And I said, no, thank you. I am just fine looking 60 years old because I am, Well, I'm 59. I'll be 60 this year. I said, I don't have a problem with getting older. You're the one that has a problem with it, not me. I feel lucky to have made it this far, to be honest with you. And I'm grateful. I don't mind showing my age because I almost did not get here. So I'm proud of every day that goes by. And I count it as a bonus. I'm going to tell you what, there's no way I would get all those injections if I didn't need it medically because, I understand, Lori. I understand. And you know what? I think what I'm going to do is have a discussion with my son about it first and ask him if he's comfortable with that because I'm not going to force it on him. But if he thinks that, if he's desperate enough to try it, I'm desperate enough to let him. Does that make sense? But I want him to be the one to make the decision. And I want to give him all of the pros and cons so he can make an informed decision. I don't know. He's only 16. He's a smart 16, though. He might be mature enough to sort it all out. I just hate having him suffer. I hate watching him suffer. There have been times if he'd have said, Mama, cut off my head, I'd say, okay, let's go get an axe. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's not easy to watch. Talk to him first and research it. Show him pictures of injection sites. Okay. Okay. So, and you're able to function pretty normally now? How often do you get migraines now, Lori? Just average. Oh my. Okay, that was, okay. Y'all, I thought I just messed up big time. D. I 100% get it. I've been there. We have to take the 17-year-old to urgent care to get that IV solution on the regular. Probably at least one. Oh my gosh, once a month. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. See, now, that IV solution that's pretty, that's some good stuff. It's some kind of Benadryl cocktail that they give them here. And it's got, I believe, Benadryl and Toradol and something else. But boy, I tell you what, that was quick. It really was quick. You almost went live. Wait a minute. Because even though the med combo is helping, it's not enough. Sometimes, a lot of times, yeah. I accidentally almost went. Same for my stepdaughter, yeah. Mm. I just wish they could lower the frequency. I mean, this boy, since January, has probably missed the equivalent of one day of school every week. And, you know, it's hard for him to catch up when he gets behind. And he constantly feels behind. And I'm terrified that he's going to be 45 years old living in our house with a neck beard and a gaming computer in front of him. And not because he's not smart or ambitious, but because he can't work and hold down a job. His daddy tells him, just take your medicine and tough it out. That's what I do. Well, I understand where my husband's coming from to a degree. But like I told my husband today when he was talking to him about that, I said, look, you have half the migraines that Murphy does. Less than half. I said, and you're a grown man. But I kind of do get where my husband's coming from, you know, take the Imitrex, shake it off, give yourself 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then get back to work. There's a balance with that because my migraine is interfering with his ability to learn. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, although I feel that way sometimes with my stepdaughter, that's when we take her to urgent care. Okay, okay. No, they have not done an MRI yet, and that is also something I'm going to address on May 9th. Because he's been going to this neurologist now for, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. And they've tried all these things, but they haven't done any testing other than, you know, blood testing and that kind of stuff. But that's my next demand is an MRI. 2 to 3 years, as bad as his migraines are, they should have done that. I think so too. I think so too. Well, and a lot of times too, his daddy takes him to the doctor because it's quicker for his daddy to get him from school, take him to the doctor, take him back to school, and then go back to work. If he has to come get me and drop me off after it's over, it takes Poppy longer to get back to work. And Poppy has the best work ethic of anybody I've ever seen, and he thinks work is more important than anything else. And so he gets really irritated when he can't be at work. Is that a workaholic? I don't know what that is. But anyhow, so I have allowed his dad to handle a lot of it. This time around, the big guns are going in next week. Because Daddy is definitely, Poppy is not the big guns when it comes to this medical stuff. That red is so pretty, y'all. There are some things that will show on the MRI that might actually guide how he gets treatment. So yes, I would borderline demand an MRI with and without contrast. Yeah. Oh, that's terrifying to me. Not for him. I mean, I know it's harmless. But I'm claustrophobic and didn't know it till the first time they put me in an MRI machine. You should have seen me try. They had put that cage on my head, and I started hyperventilating a little bit, you know, and I'm looking around like, what the devil are they going to do to me next, right? And as soon as they pushed the button to back me into that straw, you know, the tube, I started moving the other direction and trying to climb down to get out of it. I said, nope, nope, nope. And they stopped it. And at that point, I was crying and hysterical. And the lady asked me, are you claustrophobic? And I said, I don't know. Apparently I am. That was years and years ago. I've actually been the big guns in my stepdaughter's life, not because my husband wouldn't, but because I knew she had migraines and they weren't just headaches. Right, right. What letter is this? D? H. Okay. At least you can warn him. It is, yes, it's a very strange experience, isn't it? Especially without Valium. I couldn't do it without that. Little helper. Mommy's little helper. Only when I'm getting an MRI, not on a daily. You lady, thank you so much for coming, Dari. I really appreciate you. I hope to see you again soon. I won't be back on a live stream until next Tuesday night with right after Jackie. But have a great night, and thank you so much for coming in and visiting with us. Oh, come on. I guess I'm going to need some more of that goop because it's starting to feel sticky. And it's not picking up the drills like it's supposed to. If he goes to the Botox route, please email me so I can chat with you about all the things you'll want to set up. And like I said, a way to get it paid for out for your out-of-pocket costs. Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that. We have pretty good insurance, but I don't know if Botox would be covered. Well, I'll tell you this. You know, my daughter, she has psoriatic arthritis. And we've been trying to get her medication covered by our insurance for the past almost 5 months now. But they want her to try something that's not a biologic before. Basically, they want her on methotrexate or what's the name of that medicine? It's basically a similar drug to methotrexate. But yeah, I don't think it's going to work. They had her daddy on the same thing, and it didn't work. And they finally ended up putting him on Enbrel. But, and he's been in remission from his arthritic condition now for probably 6 years. He hasn't had a flare-up. Now, he has pain, but not a serious flare-up, which is nice. And it's almost been 2 whole years since he's had a surgery. They're talking about doing a knee replacement, but he's so young. He had a hip replacement at 37. And now he's 52. And they want to replace his knee. I have a feeling our daughter's going to be a little bit bionic by the time she's his age, too. That's what I call him, my bionic man. Remission, it is nice for him, it sure is. But it took 20 years to get him there. Maybe 19-ish years. Tell you what. See, none of my other kids have these kinds of issues. So I blame it all on their dad. These last two kids are my husband's children. The other 5 belong to another husband. The one I got rid of, basically. I didn't get rid of him, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I get a weird migraine symptom that kind of looks like a stroke. So they did the MRI right away. I was just more stressed about having a stroke than yeah. Well, you know what's so funny is when I first started having double vision, I was in my office at work, and I called Poppy at work and said, "Hey, I need you to come get me. I'm seeing double, and I don't think I can drive myself to the hospital." He said, "What do you think's going on?" I said, "I think I might be having a stroke, so would you hurry up?" And thankfully, that's not what that was. I have a varicose vein behind my right eye that's caused by an arterial venous malformation. And it just decided to blow a vein that day. Thank God it wasn't an aneurysm. But I still see double from it because I won't let them go in there and get it and fix it. Because if they reroute blood, they're liable to cause a brain blow. And I'm not having that. So I've been 20 years with double vision and not being able to drive. And it sucks. But I do have an electric tricycle, and I can get out of the house if I need to. And I can go off and do things by myself if I want to. Might not be all the things I want to do, but it's a little bit, and it's good enough for now. It's better than it was before I had the electric tricycle. Trust me. I was going really, really stir crazy. You know, because I was used to being a single mom, independent, blah, 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 all that stuff. And that happened actually, me and Wesley had been married for 1 year. It was actually right before our 1 year anniversary. You believe that? Sorry, hun. You married. You didn't know what you were getting into. And none of us did we? Life throws curveballs and we dodge them. We either dodge them, we catch them, or we drop them. Or they hit us right in the head. There are some migraines caused by that nerve. Wait a minute. My whole left side. Oh my goodness. Oh, Lori, that is terrifying. That your whole left side goes numb. There are some migraines caused by that nerve, but they would be able to see that in a migraine on in your son. Well, see, now you're just making me want to get an MRI that much more. I have these weird things called ocular migraines. They don't hurt. I just, it looks like I'm looking through a saw blade, like a clear saw blade that has sparkles on the end of it, like prisms. And it'll last about 20 minutes, then it goes away. I don't know if it's related to my um, brain issue or not. That I have a arterial venous malformation, but I also have a cavernous hemangioma. And yeah, it's just a mess up there in my snake pit of a brain. I'll tell you the worst part about it, though, is just not being able to go and do all the things that I used to do. That's the worst part. It doesn't make me sick. It doesn't make me anything. It doesn't change my life at all, except for the fact that I can't see very well. That's why it surprises me that I'm getting faster at this diamond painting. But I'll tell you what's really crazy is when I get that ocular migraine where it's like a spinning saw and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and then it floats off out of my line of sight. What's so funny is that there's two of them. It gets real confusing sometimes. And there's times that I just close my eyes till it's over, you know. I mean, I can still see the spinning when I close my eyes, but it's not as confusing if I do that. Lord, y'all, I didn't mean to make this live stream and just talk about medical problems the whole stinking time. I apologize. It just seemed like one thing led to the next and the next. I don't usually like to talk about my own issue. I mean, people know I don't drive, but... And they know, I think a lot of people know I have double vision, but they don't know why. I guess they do now. It's your live stream. Talk about what you want. Thanks, Jackie. Well, it was just thoughts coming in my head, you know. Lori, I really appreciate the information that you gave me, though. I really do. And I'll let you know how it turns out. Like I said, his appointment's the 9th, which is what? 7 days away? Is this the 2nd? No, today's the 1st, isn't it? No, it's the 2nd. Okay. I guess it just turned into the 2nd, didn't it? Is it after midnight now? You agree too, Jane? All y'all agreeing with Jackie? My email is in my channel description if you need it. Okay, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. And you said your stepdaughter is 17? Boy, they need to hurry up with that Nurtec. I've heard great things about that. Great things. Nurtec seriously feels miraculous. I've heard that from so many people. So many people. But I know it's very, very expensive. Just like that Cosentix that they wanted to give my daughter. If you have no insurance and you go buy it from the drugstore or pharmacy, the retail cost of it is $7,000 something a month. Now, with our insurance, it would not be that much. It would only be $46. So answer this. Who takes up the slack? Who pays? Because the insurance is not paying that. If I'm only paying $46, that insurance is not covering $6,960 or $50, whatever. You get the point. Such a racket. All of this insurance stuff is such a racket. And it makes me so angry. And I worry about these kids because they have pretty much lifelong chronic conditions. And are they going to be able to get insurance after they're off of our insurance? Are they going to get good enough jobs? Are they going to be able to keep their jobs with their chronic conditions? I mean, it's just insane. I used to have a friend, a very good friend, who moved away. She had a son with cerebral palsy. And she used to worry and worry and worry, about what his future would look like. Thankfully, he's in pretty good shape. He bought his own house, and now he lives very close to his parents, and they go check on him periodically. But I'll never forget all the worry that she went through when he was little. And at the time, I didn't have children with any kind of chronic conditions, and I do not want to compare the two. I mean, one is a devastating birth injury, whatever, and the other is just live your life and figure out how to deal with it. But still, I think that children born with chronic health issues, no matter what, are in the same boat as far as insurance coverage and all of that stuff goes. I mean, he can't work. My friend's son, he's an adult who cannot work because he cannot function in a workplace environment. But he also gets the benefit of having government insurance for having a disability. I don't think my kids are in that bucket. So are they going to struggle? Are they going to have to go without treatment? If they ever get in a bind. That bothers me. And I don't want them to have to be destitute just to be able to get health coverage. I want them to have everything, that they work for. And of course, all parents want their kids to have everything. We always have these huge dreams for our kids, and then they grow up and they're just living life like everybody else. Doesn't matter how special you think they are when they're little, or because they belong to you, or whatever, you know. You love them and you want the best for them. But what is the best? Well, health is part of that. Part of that is health. Happy, healthy, blessed. Affordable Care Act helps with that pre-existing, but hopefully that stays intact. I hope it stays intact. Um, let's see, it's like a contract. If you look at an explanation of benefits, you see how much the company charges versus the contract agreement with the insurance company, and then your portion. Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's all a racket. And the nerve of these insurance to deny coverage when they're making billions of dollars off of premiums and, you know, lobbyists and all that stuff. Their associations. I need my tea. Goodness gracious, my mouth is parched. I don't feel like I've gotten very far on this tonight. But also, if you do get him on the Nurtec at some point, there's a plan you sign up for and you'll have zero copay. So you will have zero out. Oh my, that's brilliant. Dang it. I almost went live again, but yes, I totally agree with you. I'm just having a swipe problem. Girl, I cannot tell you how many times I have gone live on this phone and had to go and delete it because I definitely did not intend to go live. H, there you are. I think with my son, what we're going to do when he graduates is just keep sending him to school for as long as we can. And tell him as long as you live here and go to school, it'll be free. You don't have to pay any rent. You don't have to do nothing. And maybe he'll get a doctorate's degree in something where he don't have to do nothing. At least he maybe he'll get a job where he don't have to show up somewhere. I keep telling him he should try to be an entrepreneur of some sort, simply because, you have the option of showing up if you want to, or are able to, whatever. The weather's been really bad today. We had some storms. It didn't last all day. It lasted about, I'm going to say, half the morning. But there's a 40% chance we're going to have storms tomorrow, too. And that's when his headaches are the worst, is when we have a front of some sort moving through. Get there where you're supposed to be. I think I'm going to stop with the H's and move on to another color. Actually, W's. I'm going to do some W. Oh! Lori, I'll ignore any of your live notifications tonight. And every time I do it, it's the most inopportune time in the world for me to go live. Like maybe I've got, I don't know, a booger in my nose or something like that. Or I'm trying to hang up the clothes in the laundry, or, just dumb stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, did anybody see that? God, I hope not. One thing I love about doing these vertical live streams, it's I don't have to put my face on, and I don't have to put my decent clothes on. I can just shoot. You don't even know if I've had a bath for the past 3 weeks. So or shower, you know what I mean. I think that's kind of cool. I don't have to get all dolled up or anything. I mean, not that I get dolled up, but still. It's nice being able to just go live and not have to worry about showing my face and, doing all the things that we're told we're supposed to do. See, this is how I get, see how there's 2 little drills left in there? I wasn't paying attention. And that's how I get all my drills mixed up. W. It is comfortable. It is. Yes. I've got to get a video done about my garden. Y'all would not believe my garden. It's growing by leaps and bounds. Every single day I go out there, and it's just bigger and more lush and green, and I'm so happy with it. It makes me happy. Just as soon as the sun comes up every day, that's the first thing I do. Poppy makes my coffee, and brings it to me in my garden. Now, I don't have a chair out there yet. That needs to be one of the next things on my list that I do, is get me some kind of seating. I've got a bucket I could sit on, but that's not comfortable. I guess I've gotten a little further than I thought I had. This whole continent's almost finished. Well, that portion of it. Let's see. Yeah, just about this much more and I'll be in Europe. Which is exciting. So let me ask y'all something. Oh, if you could take a trip anywhere in the world, where would it be? I think for me, well, I did say in the world, didn't I? Not including the United States. I should have put that disclaimer up there. I think for me it would be this is so hokey. Probably Scotland is probably where I would go. Or Spain. Either Scotland or Spain. I would like to see the running of the bulls. Spain actually sounds a lot more exciting with better food. But Asia kind of scares me because I think the culture shock would be that would be very real for me. And I would feel like a stranger in a strange land. Nope, and I literally would be. And I would feel I think it would make me feel too uncomfortable. Because, I don't know the customs, and I don't know the manners, and I don't know the anything really about Asian culture. Do you watch Linda say? She's from Norway but lives in Spain. Is she on YouTube? My hubby is from Belfast, so we would move there if we had to. Oh, how cool is that? You yeeted yourself. Lori. Back away from the phone, Lori. Back away from the phone. I always wondered what it would take to be able to move to another country, just to be able to experience for a little while and then come home. Maybe a 6-month thing, or maybe just buy a little cottage in the woods. See, when I think of Ireland and Scotland, that's what I think about, is a little country cottage on the moors or in the highlands and all the heather and yeah. Sounds beautiful to me. Where nobody bothers you and you don't have neighbors with leaf blowers and stop signs with banging loud music and That is my life here where I live. Every single day I go outside trying to make a video. Somebody's mowing their yard, somebody's blowing leaves around, the garbage truck is making a ton of noise. It's always something. Somebody's putting a roof on. And I'm like, how in the world do people make videos if they live in neighborhoods? I don't know. Because it makes me so aggravated to get out there and then all of a sudden somebody mess up my video because they're hollering for their kids across the street, you know? I've got to figure out how to get over it, though. That or move. Move sounds good, but, you know, we just put so much time and effort into building that garden out there. And I really don't want to leave it now that we've done that. Of course, I guess it would be pretty simple to redo it somewhere else. My hubby is from... Okay, so I read that. Do you watch... No, I don't. I don't watch her. I've never heard of her. Yes, check her out. Linda Sockside. Ugh. Sockside. Hang on. I'll write it down. Jackie, I've been taking your advice and writing things down. I got me a little tablet here. Well, it's a big tablet. Linda, I'll check her out because that sounds really exciting. Sakeeside. Okay. And she's from Norway. You know, that's funny. My daughter has a little friend in Norway. They met during COVID on a Discord. And they still talk to each other now and then. Now she wants to go visit Norway. I said, that's dangerous. What if she doesn't come back? And would that necessarily be a horrible thing? I don't know. So what do y'all do when your diamond paint or your drills, when you only have a few left like I do, and you keep shaking and shaking and they don't all turn up on the right side? So do you keep going or do you just pour more drills in there and forget about it? Because I'm a little OCD about it, if you hadn't noticed. And I want them all used up before I pour more. That's so silly, but it is what it is. But the last one never flips like it should. Then it's always the last one. And you shake it and you shake it. And see now. There's that one and it's stuck. There. See? There we go. Ha ha! Made a liar out of me. Thank you. You pour more? No, I won't lose the notebook. What I'll do is I'll tear that page out and stick it on my refrigerator. Um, she's a teacher and has fun, positive energy. I'll do that. That's my problem. I make all the notes and then lose them. Hey, Alex, thanks for coming in. Welcome, welcome. That is why I am keeping it on my desk and I just take pictures of the notes. Oh, Jackie, that's an excellent idea. I still haven't gotten used to technology being a convenience. You know what I mean? Wheels, how's it going? Good to see you. Um, yeah, I'm not used to using technology on the regular. I mean, yes, I use my phone, to watch YouTube and to talk and to text and communicate with folks, and but I don't use my phone for note taking and reminders and alarms and things that could really help me. That drives me crazy. You could use to I could if they were in here, but they're not. My daughter probably took them in her room and absconded with them, as she always does. See, nothing in this house is sacred, y'all. If it's in this house, she thinks it's hers. She I can't tell you how many pairs of tweezers I bought myself, and they end up in her room or missing in action. Tea. I lay zip ties down to keep my diamonds in line. Ooh, that's a good idea. Huh. Wait a minute. You lay your zip ties down on the glue and then just pull it up? Hmm. Or do you. I'm not quite sure how that would look, Wheels. I mean, I can't make it look right in my head, like what you're talking about. Let's see. What letter's next? U. Well, I didn't pull any U's out. So, let's see what I got here. I used that. I used that. I used that. H. D. Wait a minute. That's O and D. Okay. And then I've got F. No F's. Okay. These are the main colors right here, the I and the V. That's all this background, the lighter color, the lighter shade. On the edges, I think it is supposed to look like kind of burnt parchment or something. And there are some darker colors, but it's mainly these two colors right here. And I still have bags and bags of that left. Look at this. I still have 3 of these. I actually don't think I'm going to use all those, but anything's possible. I've got a whole one of, no, that's the dots. See, there's dots along the edges. Anyhow, let me go through here and get my next 2 colors. Let's see. I got P and U. Q, R, S. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. There's the U. Oh, and P. Yeah. I love this bright orange I'm about to use. It's kind of a red orange. It's really a pretty orange. Well, hi, Wiccan. Miss, thank you for coming and visiting with us. You're welcome to subscribe. I do diamond painting during the week, crocheting during the week on Monday nights. And I do a live stream with some friends of mine every other Saturday. I don't do any crafts on that particular live stream. I just hang out with some folks and we take turns between my channel and another channel. And we just laugh and have a good time and talk about being old folks. And back in my day, which sounds ridiculous, y'all. That does sound ridiculous. Wicked and Gracie are friends of mine, Granny. Oh, well, thank you for bringing them in, Wheels, or encouraging, whatever you did. Where's Gracie? I don't see Gracie. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, what did I just do? I did something to my computer. Is that all the... No, that's not all of them. No, I really love this bright orange color. It's real happy. Which again is, I keep wanting to go back to talking about my garden and I get sidetracked, don't I? That's what we do on my channel, Wiccan and Gracie and, well, Wheels, you know. We crochet and we diamond paint, and I live in South Mississippi, and I talk about life here, and I show you how I live my little simple life, and I have a garden, and I show that off, and I did have to take a break from YouTube, and I'm just kind of getting back into it since December. And I've started off doing live streams, but I'm going to start uploading videos real soon. On the regular instead of just occasionally. I think the last one I uploaded was the beginning of our garden makeover. I had to make over my garden because termites ate my garden beds. And that is the joy of living in South Mississippi. Termites are everywhere in the South, but they especially love it down here where I live. I'm just grateful that they're not in my house. Because they will eat a house in a New York minute around here. So yeah, that's what we do around here. I'm forever grateful for all of the wonderful friends and acquaintances that I've made on my channel. I did not expect that when I first started YouTube. I just expected to, upload videos, and that was really it. And it was a huge surprise to me that there's actually, folks that make friends on the platform. Oh, thank you, Gracie Gray. There you are. There you are. Wheels, are you still here? You ain't said nothing to Gracie. Wheels, Wheels. Thank you, Jane Doe. Y'all, I'm almost finished with. Oh, no, I'm not. Look at all this I got up here to do. I didn't even pay any attention to that. But that's okay. I'll get there, won't I? I'll get there when I get there. Look at this baby poop green color here. Yuck. Look, this color is very appropriate in certain circumstances. And I guess on this painting, they had to use another color, and this was the one. I think this is somewhere near Siberia. So doing it in blues and greens is probably real appropriate since that kind of represents a colder area. Gracie and Wiccan, what I'm doing is this diamond painting of a world map. I loved globes when I was a kid, and I like photos of maps that people hang in their offices or in their homes. So, and I always wanted one, just never got one. And when I saw this diamond painting, I said, jackpot. This will accommodate my love of diamond painting with my love of maps as decoration. So I bought it. And I'm probably close to 2/3 finished with it. Maybe, yeah, maybe 60%. So what do you guys do on your channels? Glad I'm past that color stage. My boys are grown. I'm glad that I'm past that color stage too. I got a new grandbaby over in Pensacola, but I don't have to change his diaper because he lives too far away. I'm afraid that if I was holding him and there came the occasion where I needed to change his diaper, I would hand him off to his parents. Y'all, I've got 7 kids. I've changed at least 14 years worth of diapers. I'm done. Done with diapers. Done. Equal sign number 30. You know, this painting looks a lot prettier on my phone than it does on my computer, and I can't figure out why. I gotta get it closer to me. Look here, this is how bad I am with notes, Jackie. Somebody gave me a recipe for a weed killer, and I wrote the recipe down, and I stuck the sticker on my computer. Oh, true crime is fun. I mean, fun might not be the right word. I enjoy watching true crime, though. You have two kids? Are they boys or girls or both? I have 7, and I only have one left at home, and he's 16 years old. He just went to his first prom. You took a screenshot of that recipe for weed killer. I should have. I should have done that, but I didn't. I wrote it down because I'm one of them writers. I write everything. Um, that boy and his prom. He looked so handsome, didn't he, y'all? I was so proud of him. I'd never seen him in a tuxedo before, so that was special. He did. He looked so handsome. I got a call from my other son today. Y'all, things are not going great with the estate. You know, their father passed away back in September. And now this man was a business owner of a multi-million-dollar business. I mean, not anything famous. You know, you wouldn't know of the company. They did work on aircraft for the military. It was a contract company. And he ended up passing away without a will. And so the boys are having to go through probate with their stepmother. And it's just been a huge fiasco, right? Without going into any detail. So my son called me today and said, apparently this company that he created and has a partner with is structured as an S corp, which means apparently part of the I guess operating agreement or whatever, however they do business, states that the shareholders are the ones responsible for the tax burden. Well, after probate is settled, each one of my boys will own about 12.5% of the shares in that company, with no distributions, no salaries, no nothing, because they don't work for the company. And my son was in a panic. He's like, there's a $70,000 tax bill. How are we going to pay that? I said, well, what you need to do is probably talk to a corporate attorney and see what they tell you. But he's in a tizzy over it. And if that's the case, the rest of the estate is pretty much worthless if they're the ones that are responsible for the taxes, because it'll end up taking everything they've got. And the estate's not huge. I'd say somewhere around 500 grand. I mean, to me that's huge, but once taxes and attorneys get a hold of it, it won't be worth a thing. So I don't know what they're going to do. And I'm not involved in it. I'm the mom. I listen to them complain, and they call me to update me and talk things through, but I can't be involved in that. They're grown men now. They don't know how to take care of it. They need to hire somebody to help them. Oh, thank you, Jane Doe. Thank you so much. They were good pictures. My daughter's talking about getting an iPhone. I said, girl, why you want to waste your money like that? Look, I know they're great phones. I really do. I know that. But she doesn't have anything. She doesn't have a MacBook. She doesn't have a iPad. That would be the only thing she has that's Apple. Everything else is Android for her. And I don't know. I just feel like she don't have the money to buy no iPhone. She's got to get her air conditioner and her car fixed. She's got to save money for college. I said, why don't you wait and get an iPhone after you finish college and you've got a real job instead of, what she does. She's a waitress. She does really good, but she doesn't have money to just throw away. But she's insistent. She's going to end up getting one. I think on Tuesday. But Mama, the pictures are better. And I can FaceTime people, and I'm a FaceTime girl. And I'm like, no, you're not. You ain't never had an iPhone. What do you mean, FaceTime girl? Ding-a-ling. I said, what you are is a ding-a-ling. Trying to keep up with all these other teenagers aggravates me. I keep trying to teach her how to be sensible with her money. And, I'm a firm believer in the Dave Ramsey way. I really am. I started following him about 4 years ago, actually. We were out of debt before that. We sold our house in Virginia and paid off every debt we ever had and never acquired any more, except for a house. But we sold two, and now we're renting. But I've been trying to teach her, some of those principles. And all she keeps talking about is how everybody's talking to her about getting credit. I said, girl, you are not a credit card human. You are going to get yourself in trouble with credit cards. Just stay away from them for a while. I said, you've got plenty of time in your life to do this. She don't want to believe it. I said, okay. Live and learn, girl. Don't expect me to bail you out. I'm not bailing you out. I said, so whatever decisions you make them very carefully. I hate it when when they're little, you can tell them what to do and they do it. And you can protect them and you can guide them. But when they turn 20, actually, when they turn 16, 17 years old, you just have to watch. You just have to watch. You don't have any real say-so. Oh, it is a real job. I don't mean that. I mean, I didn't mean it that way. What I meant was the job that she's going to have after she finishes college. It is, look, my daughter's been a server all of her life, either bartending or waitressing. And she's almost 40 years old. She works her tail off. I mean, she works harder than anybody that I've ever known, except for maybe Poppy. And she's been working since she was 15 years old. And the only time she ever had to call in sick is when they gave her a pacemaker when she was 19 years old. She has a wonderful work ethic, and she's a hard-working young lady. Well, she ain't even a young lady no more, is she? I do get that. I do get that. But Violet, she doesn't do this full time. It's basically a college job for her, and that was the distinguishing factor I was trying to point out to her. And I'll tell you what, if I'm spending all this money for her to go to college to waitress, I'm going to be a little miffed about that. I'm not going to be happy about that at all. And with her condition, she don't need to do that her whole life anyway. Can you imagine? Ugh. Having arthritis. Oof. The kind that she's got anyway. I don't know. I don't know the difference. I mean, I know my arthritis hurts, but I don't know if it's the same as hers. I really don't. I mean, the same pain, not the same arthritis. I know it's not the same arthritis. Ooh, this is starting to look about done. I love it when a row of this comes together. You know what I mean? She does have to start somewhere, Jackie. You're right. I'll honestly, I know I'm going to be sad when she moves out, but it's also going to be somewhat of a relief. Because, when it's not right up underneath your nose, all the mistakes and the risky decisions, you don't think about it as much as a parent. I mean, you worry about them and you pray for them and you hope for the best. But when they don't live in your house, you don't have to see the risk. And I think that part will be the relieving part, is that I won't have to have it. See, there's another one that's too small. Shoot. Look at that. See it? Let me show you this one. See the difference? Is my finger on the... I can't tell. You do want to protect them from everything. I don't think... Is my... I don't think you can see it. Maybe, maybe not. Oh well, not a big deal. Y'all, I slept too much today. And now I'm afraid that sleep is going to elude me again tonight. I'm back in the thick of it, Jackie. I knew it would happen. It's a slow, insidious process. But I'm back to being up all night and sleeping half the day. And I don't feel like I have insomnia now. What I feel like is that I have my days and nights mixed up. because I am sleeping pretty good when I do sleep, just not at night. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is turn my phone completely off. I hate to do that because I always think one of my kids is going to need me. But if I turn my phone completely off, they also have father that can tend to them if they need something, even though he's at work. Um, but I think I'm going to turn my phone off completely tomorrow. And I'm going to go to sleep when Poppy wakes up at like 5:30-ish. And I'm going to sleep till I wake up. And I think if I do that, I will wake up somewhere around 10, maybe 11. And then I'll still have a whole lot of the day to get things done. What I've been doing is having broken sleep during the day because somebody wants to talk to me. And the phone rings and I answer it, of course. And then I'm up for another 2 hours or so. And I get exhausted and I go back to sleep. Somebody else wakes me up. So broken sleep, I think, really is almost as bad as no sleep. You can see it. You can see me falling back into the pit. Sometimes I think the good Lord just intended for me to be a night person. I really do. He made me this way. And like I told Poppy today, I said, because he was mentioning it to me, how come you're not sleeping? Well, because I never do. Why are you surprised? After 25 years of marriage. But he did mention it, and I said, I think I'm just supposed to be this way. It's not like I have anywhere to be. It's not like I have anything else to do other than, I do have to make dinner. I have to make sure the clothes are clean, but I can do that at night. I got a load in the washer right now that needs to be switched over. But I can see the difference in the size. Okay. It did. It looked like a little tiny paint chip. Yeah. It's been a little frustrating having all those different pieces. I call them pieces. Cause some of them aren't even trying to look like a drill. Some of them are just little triangles or slivers of this plastic. I guess it's called resin. I think I read that somewhere that they use a resin. Now, I don't know that particular anomaly with this brand has prevented me from accomplishing anything. Just a little frustrating, that's all. Oh. I wonder what this U shape is supposed to represent. I'll show you in a sec. Well, that white, see the white? I mean, I don't even know if it's really supposed to represent anything, but I'm not so familiar with this geography that I ever remember seeing a white U shape on a map or a globe. And why would it be white? Yeah, who knows? I can, yeah, okay. Okay. Ah! Oh, I am missing. Okay, I'll fix that. Isn't that aggravating when you think you're completely done in an area and then you're like, oh, there's a hole there? Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to cough in y'all's ear. These allergies are something today. Actually, it's been this way since what? Maybe it's a body of water of some sort. Because you know the these this is all representative of water. I just wonder if there's an enormous lake or like in the United States. That's not the US. No. In the US, you got the Finger Lakes up in the New York area, but that would be closer over here. Wouldn't be right in the middle of the continent. But it could be the same idea, though. They might have Finger Lakes over in Asia. Okay, what am I doing now? Tea break. Cheers. You can't see. Okay. Well, I'm not putting any on there right now. That's why. I can't. This is such a delay on this. It's hard to. That's weird. Okay, let me get started again. Let me. I gotta push it that way, I think. Oh, it's. There, let's see if that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right. Oh, that didn't go in there right. Jackie, have you ever had drills completely deflated when you put them down on the canvas? Like it smashed them? now that's interesting. It could be. Because this looks like India here. And, interesting. Aren't the Himalayas in like Nepal? Or no, they're not. I, like I said, I don't know enough about this geography on this side of the world to be able to make an estimation. Um, you show me the U.S. and most of South America, I can tell you all about. The Black Sea is over here by in between Europe and Asia. I'm still in China right here. China and Russia. I think this is North and South Korea here, or maybe even here. Yeah, because China does this, and then North and South Korea is here. Laos and Cambodia, I think, are over here. I could be completely wrong though. Y'all check me out and correct me. Can y'all see my hand right now? Because I'm getting close to the edge over here. Oh, the Great Wall of China. I bet that's what it is. Oh my goodness, I didn't think of that. I bet you that's what it is. That makes perfect sense now. Lori, you're so smart. Oh, come on. Okay. You've been spending a lot of time with maps lately. Hey, Jackie, if you're still here, I would like to make some kind of little like intermission type video for when I have to run to the ladies' room. So that way y'all aren't just sitting here hanging in space, waiting for me to get back. And I was wondering if you know how to do something like that with either AI or something. Or even through one of the platforms. I don't know. I don't have a clue even where to go to look for something like that. Do any of you, not just Jackie, but any? Oh, Canva. Oh, well, I'm pretty good at Canva. So what, you just, I can figure it out, I think. I didn't know you could do that on Canva. I mean, I'm okay with a lot of stuff on Canva, but like I said, I didn't know you could do that. Let's see. Well, it looks like I'm at the dots. That has a serious delay, or there. Okay, let's put these back. Y'all, this is getting exciting because I only have probably less than 10 inches to do. I'll show, you know what, before I get off of here, I will show y'all what do you call it? Shoot, not F. Yeah, F. I'll show y'all a whole picture of this. I'll get up and run it around. You know, do a pan over it so you can see how far I've gotten. Y'all don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying yourself, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not. While I believe most of the folks in here probably subscribe, there might be one or two that aren't. And I could sure use some subscribers, not that it's about me. It's fun watching the numbers go up, though, isn't it? Oh, Jackie, that was one thing I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you heard me the other night. I did ask you the other night, but are you over 1,000 yet? I guess I could go look at your channel and find out, but... Oh, shoot, I didn't want to go that far. See, that's what happens with diamond painting. You just keep going and going and going, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, that sounds good. You probably can with AI, but I'm not familiar. See, I'm not real familiar with AI either. I mean, I know Chat GPT, and we talk to each other every now and then. But as far as the rest of AI, no. Okay, let me see where my other... Number 31. forgot what it looks like. I know it's one of these shades of shell pink or brown. Maybe I just needed a new. Okay, where's the baggie? I had a spare baggie in here somewhere. Oh well, no biggie. There it is. Jackie, I've got Poppy going to the store for me tomorrow before he gets home from work to pick me up the yarn that I need. I have some of it, but not all of it. And if he, well, let's just pretend that he forgets, and he won't. Good night, Lori. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And come back next time. I'll be back sometime next week. Oh shoot, what was I talking about? I forgot. It's okay. No biggie. Oh, he's I was gonna say let's pretend he forgets. I've got other yarn I can use. I'm not worried about it too much. But I really do want to use the cotton for whatever reason. It's really soft and it just seems like it would make a nice plushie. Super soft. I'm just going to use I love this cotton. But I really like the way that feels. I hope it's not too tight. But tight enough not to let the stuffing fall out. But I'm excited to start the cowl. I think I've been going without crocheting pretty much all week. And my hand doesn't really hurt anymore. I just don't want to start an avalanche, you know. And that's why I haven't crocheted all week, because I wanted to give it a rest. I knew that Friday we were going to be doing amigurumi. And, you know, honestly, I think the amigurumi stuff that we do, as much as I enjoy doing it, I think it bothers my hand worse than just regular crochet does, because you do have to crochet a little tighter and, you know, it's just a different process. So I think when I'm doing amigurumis, I'm going to give myself more breaks in between. That's what I decided earlier in the week. cotton is good for Emmys. That's good to hear. I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, I know that. Do you watch the YouTuber crochet lady called oh gosh, Elise something Elise? She does a lot of amigurumi stuff, and she uses that jeans yarn art jeans cotton to make a lot of her amigurumis. But now the ones that she makes are very detailed and very, very realistic looking little mice, and she's very professional with it. I really like watching her finished work. It's beautiful. She also does yarn reviews and hook reviews and gives little tips and tricks. I'm not going to do well later today at all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jackie, if you need to go to bed, don't feel obligated now to stay here. You, didn't you say you had a lot to do tomorrow? In the garden, I think you said. Oh, was I right? It's not you. I can replay you. I'm working. Oh, you're working on that blanket. Ugh. Um. Oh shoot. What was I going to ask you? Oh, you said guess which two in your live stream tonight. You said guess which two I planted, and I guessed the watermelon. And I wanted to know if that's the two seeds that you planted. I don't know if you responded or not. I was up and about during your live stream trying to get laundry, switched over, and I was putting some dishes away and, just doing things in the house. And I didn't know if you responded to that or not. Oh, it was the squash, the little spaghetti squashes or some other kind. No. I knew you were excited about those too, but watermelon was my first guess. I guess I was wrong. I actually I started mine about, I guess this is 3 days ago now. Whenever I got them, the day I got them, whatever day that was. Um, and I started two little cups with soil, seed starting soil in it. And I put 4 watermelons in one and four of the spaghetti squash in the other. Now, I don't know where in the world I'm going to put 4 plants of each. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to make room. We're going to make room. And here's one thing I thought of doing. I've got a 2 by 4 foot bed in between my two great big garden beds. And it's full of soil. It's completely empty. I was going to plant flowers in it. That bed was going to be strictly for flowers. Well, now that I have these squash and watermelons, I was thinking of putting the flowers in there, planting flowers towards the back and the middle, and then using the very front for the watermelons and put them a foot across, a foot apart all the way across the front of that 4 foot bed, and then letting them trail over the side. What do you think of that? I thought that'd be so pretty. Thing is, I don't know how long these vines get. And if they get super long, I don't have a whole lot of places to stuff them, except right out in the middle of the pathway between all the garden beds. So there's that. I have another garden bed that's empty that I was saving for the sweet potatoes. But since I decided to put them in a grow bag, I guess I could use that one too. And use my, I don't know, I could probably use the ladder mesh for the little spaghetti squashes. And then have the watermelon grow on the fence. I think it said compact vines, but I don't remember how long. See, I don't know either. It did say compact vines, but my question is compact compared to what? Because I've never grown spaghetti squash before, so I don't even know how long those vines get. That's like people say that the Mississippi school system is here where I live on the coast is like the #1 school district in the state. And every time somebody says that, I say, compared to what? Because I can assure you, there's a reason Mississippi ends up 49th or 50th every year. Now, it might not be the schools here on the coast that's one of the reasons we moved here, was the schools. Instead of moving, up further north or somewhere else in Mississippi. But compared to the school that my kids went to in Virginia, this is child's play. But I am glad that I raised my kids here in this school district because it's relatively safe compared to other places we've been. Okay. Wow. Okay, I need a V. Not that one. There it is. I have an empty spot right here that's making me nuts. Oh, wait. There's another empty spot I just saw. I don't know where I'm going to put any of the watermelons or melons that I'm going to be growing. I haven't had any luck at getting my watermelons to trellis on anything. They just want to crawl. So I'm not sure where I'm going to... Okay, that helps me a lot then. Because I'll just let them crawl. I will let those bad boys crawl. Where's my bees? There they are. B. Right there. And that one. Jackie, when you're diamond painting, does your fuzzy thing, your finger grip, does it slide down? Because that's making me nuts. I think I'm about to take it off. Now, before I open up another color or do another thing, I'm going to have to run to the ladies' room. Please forgive me, but I will be back very, very shortly. I don't like to waste a lot of time in the bathroom, so I will be back in just a second. Dinah? See, that was quick. All right. Let's see. S R P. I think the P's over there. J. T. S. L. Come on, where's the L? L. And J. That'll work for now. Wait just a minute. Okay. And this one. Okay. Let's do some L's. It's going to sliding everywhere. There we go. I think I do like sitting on this side of the table better. I think it gives a better view. I don't use that pen anymore because of that reason. I didn't like it sliding down all the time. Yeah, it's a little annoying, isn't it? I have my other pen somewhere around here. Oh, I've got this one, but I really only use it for this long blade thing here because it helps me straighten up my lines. See, I get it in there and I just straighten up lines with it. And it helps me push things over too. And I really like that little tool. But I don't like how big the end of this is because it seems like the drills get swallowed up into that. It doesn't, but it looks like it's going to. I don't know, it just feels different to me. How many rows have you gotten accomplished, Jackie, of your repair job? Earthquake. Oh, well, that's not right. Oh, good. Good. I tried to adjust this angle so you could see better because I'm kind of far away. There's another one. Okay, my air conditioner keeps popping on and off, and I'm about getting cold. I think Poppy's got it set on meat locker. I'm gonna have to call it a night. See you later tonight. Have a you too, Jackie. I hope you sleep well, and I'm glad that you got your blanket taken care of. I think you will feel a lot better about it tomorrow now. Good night, dear. Hey, Mona, how's it going? Have you been working on your diamond painting today? no. Y'all, I got my Ziploc bag stuck to my glue. Woo! Yeah, that wasn't bright. That was not bright. Yes, I just put it up so I can go to bed. I'm about to do the same thing, but I want to get this little section right here finished before I do. And then I'll work on it again some tomorrow. I'm almost done with this bad boy. I mean, compared to from where I started, it's looking really close to completed. I think by the end of the weekend, I'll probably have it done if I keep on with it. And Poppy and Murphy are going camping this weekend for Boy Scouts. So I'm not going to have anything standing in my way. Because I won't need to do nothing except feed myself and take a shower. Other than, diamond paint and crochet and do my gardening stuff. Y'all, it rained today and I didn't have to get out there and water that garden, and I was so grateful. That is always a little welcome surprise, when you don't have to go out there and stand in the heat and water. So instead what I did was I just stood in the heat and admired all of the progress that we've made in the garden, and now everything's growing and starting to get green and lush and just really nice. I've got baby everythings. I got baby cucumbers and tomatoes, and I don't have any baby squashes yet, or baby eggplants, but they take longer. Is that it? Oh no, it's not it. Just this little section gets me into trouble. I'll be up to 5 in the morning. Mona, I feel that with my whole chest. I'm telling you. Because that's what gets me in trouble too. That's what happened to me last night. Just one more row. And Poppy got up at 5:30 and said, "You still up?" Well, what does it look like, ding-a-ling? Of course I'm still up. So he made me coffee, and I ended up staying up till about 10. And then I tried to go to bed. My boys called me and woke me up. The ones that live out of state, back to back. I'm like, oh gosh, am I ever going to get any sleep in this house? But I will sleep this weekend. Oh. Okie dokie. My little arrow buttons. Okay. I'm going to do these little green pieces here, and then I'm going to be done. I will get to the rest of it later tomorrow. Because I really... Well, I got to finish my son's laundry. Basically, just switch it over to the dryer. And I've got to get some dishes done. And maybe try to go to bed. But I wanted to come on tonight and just spend some time with all of you and try to get a little bit of this accomplished. I got more than I thought accomplished, honestly. Where did we start? Let's see. Well, none of this was done. Well, that's not true. This part was done. This wasn't. So we did this and this up here. And a big section of this down here. Probably a good 2 or 3 inches of progress. Which is cool. Look here, when I come back on with this diamond painting, y'all are going to be really surprised at how finished it looks. Wow, the piece is looking terrific. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. What I'm going to do before I get off of here is kind of pan over the whole thing, because I know y'all are just getting little bits of it. But I'm kind of excited to show you the whole thing, because I haven't been able to do that since I started it. So just give me a couple of minutes here. Mona said, "Here we go." Just that little bit right there. I gotta get some tea, y'all. I am parched. Oh, didn't pick it up. See, I said I was supposed to get some more of this goop on here, and I didn't. There we go. There's one. Get back up there. Not much left. I really like this bright green color here. That's one thing I love about this diamond painting is, well, once you get the background taken care of, there's so many colors to mess with. And I really like that. Oh, Ian, what have you been up to today? Besides waiting patiently for your ride-on mower. I would not be as patient as you. That's the truth. Of course, when there's nothing you can do about it, what do you do? You can either wait patiently or you can wait impatiently, but you're still going to wait, right? Um, okay, let me get all of these back in the buggy here. And then I'm going to move these. Okay. Let's set that right there. All right. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So, I'm right here. I'm starting in, where am I? Asia, Australia. Is this high enough? There. And now we're going west. This is the part right here that is not, oh, let me get back up here. This is the part here that is not finished. All of this end is done, and all of that end is done. Let me see if, I don't know if y'all can do that or not. I don't know. Yeah, that looked weird, didn't it? So anyhow, and we have this part over here. It is, Mona, it's enormous. But I love her. I love her so much. She's probably, well, the actual picture is, see, and there's Alaska way over there in the blue. And they meet over here in Russia. But I've got this middle section to do, and then I'll be finished. And I'm kind of looking forward to it, I love how much color is in this. I just cannot wait to hang it up. Cannot wait. I think I'm going to buy some of that sealer stuff and do that to it. And I bought a frame for it off Amazon. And yeah, there she is. So I think, like I said, by the weekend, that middle section should be easy enough to get finished with no interruptions. And most of it, I'm telling you, the hardest part is really when you get in these little tiny spots and there's only a few to do, and then you have to keep changing colors. The part that takes the longest is actually doing the color changing. Finding your color, opening it up, putting it in the tray, that kind of stuff. So, anyhow, thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate it so much. Please hit the like on your way out. And I will see y'all again next week. Actually, I'll be on a live stream with Grumpus on Fire on his channel this weekend. And then I'll be live Monday on my channel, crocheting something. I don't know what yet, but something. So y'all have a great evening. Sleep well, and I'll talk to you again real soon, all right?